It's an anthology of eco-lit from many of the great West Coast writers from here down to the States as well. And among them is a short poem, a translation by Red Pine, who, when he translates, he's Red Pine. When he writes his regular travel books, he's Bill Porter from Port Townsend. He's really the preeminent translator of classical Chinese, the sacred books of our generation. This is from a little collection called The Mountain Poems of Stonehouse, who was a writer from the 14th century in China. Sunrise in the east, sunset in the west, the bell at dusk, the rooster at dawn. The flux of yin and yang have turned my head to snow. Over the years, I've emptied 100 crocks of pickles. I plant pines for beams where I find room. I spit out peach pits and make a peach tree trail. This is for all the bow-weary words and birds in the world. Head for the mountains and choose any tree. I feel like getting close to time here. I should probably be keeping an eye on maybe the last poem or two. That's it. It's called Let's Stay Home. Let's stay home all day and make love slow with rain outside and kids below, sleepy girl, round in every proper place. Let's drink coffee, read Kerouac's golden promises, run baths, knock around the November rugs. We can eat what's there, no need to go outside in the world. Let's stay home all day and make love slow, same like last night, hot as high school, succulent as the moon, sticky universe. I think maybe I've got time for one more. Is that all right? Sure. From my very first book, most of these poems were written in Westminster when I lived down on Carnarvon Street. Used to manage a couple of blocks of old buildings down there. Until I went to the door, I answered a knock on the door one time, and there was one of the tenants who'd been off working down the coast, and I was looking at about a 1.5 foot long butcher knife held out at me. He was very angry, even that I hadn't done a proper job of keeping an eye on his girlfriend for him while I was away, which was the first news of any kind that had been brought to my attention. It was pretty terrifying, and it brought to an end my career as an apartment manager. But it was a good way for a time to get established as a writer. Everybody else was working out how to pay the rent, and I thought I found a pretty safe and sure way until that one occasion. I got to dedicate this to Stan. We got along after. He bought me a beer after that when he finally figured it all out. It really wasn't my fault. It's called New Westminster. I read this every time I come back home to read here. Just down there near the old Donwell Hall and St. Peter's Church, when you move down Carnarvon. I hope they never pave it over. Don't pave it over, Chuck. Don't let them. But you still got the old brick roadways there, and they're wonderful. They're horrible in the winter when you're trying to get where your tires are skidding, and you wonder if you'll ever make it up to Royal Avenue. But it's a piece of the old history, and we need those things. New Westminster. Night sounds drift up from the river. Exquisite screech of train rails grinding steel on cold, raw steel slowly up the line to Port Moody. Tug whistles bawl counterpoint off Brownsville beneath Patella Bridge, chugging and chugging. Burglar alarms ring and ring back a warehouse row. Gulls scream mad all night in feeding orgies. Hooligans arclit by milliard sodium lamps white ghosts hovering that veer in the false light, iridescent, swoop the spawn run cry on starts of wind blown up from the delta. Muscle cars rev cobbled, hilly streets. Swarthy, glistening sea lions bark and bark for love in moonlight.